Welcome to another amazing World Top 10 episode. Today, we have a real treat for all the nature and natural disaster enthusiasts, as we look at the top 10 most unique and amazing natural phenomena and disasters that actually exist. Mother Nature is one of the most beautiful and underappreciated things in the world. From the natural beauty to the most ferocious and dangerous phenomena, we will be looking into the grand spectacles Mother Nature has to offer us. Before we begin, please smash the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you don't miss any more videos like this. Let's have a look at what Mother Nature has to offer us. Number 10. Katatumbo lightning, Venezuela. Katatumbo lightning is an atmospheric phenomenon that occurs over the mouth of the Katatumbo River where it empties into Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela. It originates from a mass of storm clouds at an altitude of more than 1 kilometer and occurs during 140 to 160 nights a year, 10 hours per day, and up to 280 times per hour. The lightning changes its frequency throughout the year and it is different from year to year. The storms are thought to be the result of winds blowing across Lake Maracaibo and the surrounding swampy plains. These air masses meet the high mountain ridges of the Andes, the Paja Mountains and Merida's Cordillera, enclosing the plain from three sides. The heat and moisture collected across the plains create electrical charges and, as the air masses are destabilized by the mountain ridges, result in the thunderstorm activity. The phenomenon is characterized by almost continuous lightning, mostly with clouds. Using satellite data, two groups of researchers have provided analyses of the lightning's location, timing and number of discharges per square kilometer. The study shows that it is possible to forecast the lightning. Number 9. Ball lightning. Ball lightning is an unexplained phenomenon described as luminescent, spherical objects that vary from pea-sized to several meters in diameter. Though usually associated with thunderstorms, the phenomenon is said to last considerably longer than a split-second flash of a lightning bolt. Some 19th century reports describe balls that eventually explode and leave behind an odor of sulfur. Scientists have proposed a number of hypotheses to explain reports of ball lightning over the centuries, but scientific data on ball lightning remains scarce. The presumption of its existence has depended on reported public sightings, which have proved inconsistent findings. Owing to the lack of reproducible data, the existence of ball lightning as a physical phenomenon remains unproven. Description of ball lightning varies widely. It has been described as moving up and down, sideways or in unpredictable trajectories, hovering and moving with or against the wind. One early account reports the Great Thunderstorm at a church in Widdicombe in the Moor, Devon, in England, on October 21, 1638. The ball of fire allegedly smashed the pews and many windows and filled the church with a foul sulphurous odor and dark, thick smoke. The ball of fire reportedly divided into two segments, one exiting through a window by smashing it open, and the other disappearing somewhere inside the church. Because of the fire and sulfur smell, contemporaries explained the ball of fire as the devil, or the flames of hell. According to statistical investigation in 1960, ball lightning had been seen by 5% of the population on Earth. Number 8. Submarine volcano eruptions. Volcano eruptions are a beautiful spectacle to witness, from a distance. The red lava being spat and thrown in the air is an unforgettable sight. But the devastation, destruction and aftermath that follows, is also an unforgettable sight, but for a different reason. Volcanoes erupting are a familiar sight, with an estimated 1,500 potentially active volcanoes in the world right now. Submarine volcanoes, however, are less of a frequent sight but can be just as dangerous. It is estimated that there are over 1 million submarine volcanoes, most of which are extinct. Of these 1 million submarine volcanoes, 75,000 rise more than 1 kilometer above the seabed. Hydrothermal vents and sites of abundant biological activity are commonly found near submarine volcanoes. Water causes the magma to cool and solidify much more quickly than on land. This causes the shape and texture of the lava formed by submarine volcanoes to be different from the lava that erupts on land. Once contact with water is made, a solid crust forms around the lava. Advancing lava flows into the crust, forming pillow lava. Scientists believe that almost 70% of volcano eruptions happen underwater, yet only a handful of underwater eruptions have been documented. At the time of making this video, the deepest ever filmed submarine volcano is West Marta, which was filmed in May 2009. Number 7. Ice tsunami. We all know about tsunamis. This deadly natural phenomenon is caused when the tectonic plates rub against each other, causing an earthquake. What are not as frequent, and less known, are ice tsunamis. These are rare but can be deadly. These usually occur near lakes or shorelines where ice has not had a chance to melt and strong currents, strong winds or temperature differences push the ice onto the shore, creating ice to be shoved and pushed. The pile-up on the shores has been recorded up to 12 meters high. Witnesses have described the sound of ice tsunamis where the ice is being shoved or pushed, as being like that of a train or thunder. Number 6. Fire whirl. A tornado is a violently rotating column of air that is in contact with both the surface of the Earth and a cumulonimbus cloud, or in rare cases, the base of a cumulus cloud. There are various types of tornadoes including the multiple vortex tornado, landspout and waterspout. As awesome as these are to see, the destruction and devastation can be felt for days, weeks, months and years after. Now imagine a tornado and instead of wind, it is born from fire. Such a thing exists and is known as a fire whirl, fire devil or fire tornado. Fire tornadoes are extremely rare. When there is a strong presence of wind, it sets the stage for the development of the fire tornado. In a fire whirl, rising hot air twists flames into a towering pillar. Although fire whirls in wildlands are normally small, fire whirls can grow large and destructive, forming into a burning tornado, as in the case of the 2018 car fire in California. There has only ever been 2 cases of a fire tornado documented, one in Canberra, Australia in 2003 and the other in Redding, California during the car fire. Number 5. Brinicle. Brinicle or the ice finger of death is a finger-like formation that grows underneath sea ice. The formation process of this ice finger of death has rarely been captured on camera. This rare phenomenon only occurs in specific conditions in the polar regions of Earth, under blocks of floating sea ice. A brinicle is formed when the sea ice cracks and leaks out the saline water to the open oceans. As the brine is heavier than the water around it, it sinks to the ocean floor while freezing the relatively fresh water it comes into contact with. This process lets the brinicle groan downward. Occasionally, a brinicle may reach the seafloor, catching various creatures that live on the seafloor. As it does this, it kills any living thing on the seafloor instantly, by encasing it in a tomb of ice. Be careful, winter is coming. Number 4. St. Elmo's Fire. St. Elmo's Fire is a weather phenomenon in which luminous plasma is created by the corona discharge from a shape or pointed object in a strong and electrical field in the atmosphere, such as those generated by thunderstorms or created by a volcanic eruption. Like lightning, St. Elmo's Fire is plasma or ionized air that emits a glow. While lightning is the movement of electricity from a charged cloud to the ground, St. Elmo's Fire is simply sparkling, something like a shot of electrons in the air. The electrical weather phenomenon of St. Elmo's Fire isn't dangerous, but it usually means you're surrounded by storms. It doesn't burn your hands or give you an electrical shock, but it can be a pain if you are reliant on electrical equipment such as power lines, as it can sap electricity. Nikola Tesla also created St. Elmo's Fire in 1899 while testing a Tesla coil at his laboratory. St. Elmo's Fire was seen around the coil and was said to have lit up the wings of butterflies with blue halos as they flew around. Number 3. Lenticular Cloud. Have you ever heard of a cloud that you can't see? It defies logic, doesn't it? But they exist. Lenticular clouds form when moisture is being transported on top of a mountain, a stable layer of atmosphere and some wind. When air blows across a mountain range, in certain circumstances, it can set up a train of large standing waves in the air downstream, like ripples forming in a river when water flows over an obstruction. If there's enough moisture in the air, the rising motion of the wave will cause water vapor to condense, forming the unique appearance of lenticular clouds. These strange, unnatural-looking clouds sometimes take the form of flying saucers in science fiction, and real lenticular clouds are believed to be one of the most common explanations for UFO sightings across the world. Pilots of powered aircraft tend to avoid flying near lenticular clouds because of the turbulence that accompanies them. Skiller and brave glider pilots, on the other hand, like them, because they can tell from the shape of the clouds where the air will be rising. Number 2. Morning Glory Cloud. A strange name for a phenomenon, but the morning glory cloud is a rare meteorological phenomenon. It occurs in the early morning when the air is saturated enough for the rising air in the front to produce a cloud. This forms the leading edge of the cylinder and evaporates in the back, hence forming the morning glory cloud. The cloud lasts until the surface inversion disappears with the heating of the day. You can see this happen around September and October in and around Burketown, Queensland, Australia. Other sightings of the morning glory cloud have been documented on Sable Island, Canada. The cloud takes the shape of a pipeline and can be up to 620 miles long, between 0.5 to 1.2 miles high, and can move at speeds up to 37 miles per hour from a northeasterly direction. These clouds are popular with pilots who surf the clouds. If we were to have a guess, we'd say fewer people have flown the morning glory clouds than have climbed Mount Everest. In 2015, the Burketown Shire hosted the festival to celebrate the phenomenon of the morning glory cloud. It is the intention of the Shire to host the event every second year. Could this make your bucket list? Number 1. Bioluminescence. This awesome natural phenomenon is so cool. Bioluminescence occurs through a chemical reaction that produces light energy within an organism's body. You have probably seen this happen but didn't know there was a name for it. Have you ever seen the sparkle of a firefly on a summer's night? Well, the firefly produces light through a chemical reaction in its glowing abdomens. Kind of cool, but did you know the seascapes can also glow and glitter thanks to the light-producing abilities of many marine organisms? These bioluminescent plankton cause the waves and water to turn into a luminous, wonderful blue color. For bioluminescence to happen, the plankton needs to be moved or disturbed by something. If you're a surfer, you may have already seen this phenomenon, as a crashing of a surf wave is enough to cause the plankton to be disturbed and light up. There are some great places to see bioluminescent plankton across the globe, and thankfully, most of these are great tourist destinations. They include but are not limited to the Maldives, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, Jamaica, and the United States. Another thing to see and add to your bucket list. Well, that concludes another episode of An Amazing World Top 10. Do you agree with this list? Is there anything we didn't include that would have been on your list of most amazing natural phenomena? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss any more videos. See you next time.